Hi everyone, how are you? If you're watching our replay, you can comment the word replay in the 24 hours after we've gone live for a chance to win some prizes. But if you are here watching the live today, we've got a giveaway at the end, so stick around for that. Hi Carol, how are you? And let me know where you're tuning in from as you're watching today. Oops, just got to refresh my page so I can see you all. And Pam's here, how are you? I'm going to be doing something from the Coastal set today. So the new Coastal 2024 bundle is here and ready for pre-orders. And so there are still a few bundles left. Once those bundles have sold out, some will still be available as single sets. You can still order them singly as well. So I'll go through what's on that today. But if you do order the Coastal, the entire bundle, you get a free gift, and that is this gorgeous anchor stencil as well, which goes really nicely on a round. So it fits beautifully on a nice round, as well as you could use it for the base of, say, a porch leaner or something like that. I was going to see if I have time for that one today, but I'm not sure if I will, because I'm going to be doing one that may take a few minutes to complete, and that is this one that's a layered stencil, and it's called the Layering Coastal Scene. So there's that one in the bundle, Layering Coastal Scene, and you'll see this gorgeous image of a boat pulled up to an island with some palm trees. And I feel like that could also work for a lake, so you could do the lake as well. Thank you so much for sprinkling, those of you who are sharing our live. That's amazing. I love it when you do that. It helps us to be seen. Whoever else is out there in Facebook land can get to see get to see our live today. So the other thing that will come in the bundle is this small 3 set with Dance with the Waves. There's 3 different sayings on that. Dance with the waves. What is it? Take time to coast. Salt water heals everything. Then there's a 3-pack of this size, which is 8 by 3 of these cute sayings, and they will go really nicely with either by themselves or with the transfer sets that come with this bundle. So I'll show you that in a minute. And we've got the welcome sign with the O missing, and you can fill that in with one of 3 different shapes. There's a star, an anchor, and a crab. So that makes a cute sign as well. And then there's this large saying or scripture verse, 16 by 12 inches. Mightier than the waves of the sea is his love for you. So you can see the great big sea, ocean waves down the bottom. And then we've got the transfer sets. You can see I've cut one out there from last week's live. If you missed that, go check that out. But the Coastal set of transfers is also available singly as well, but I'm just showing the entire bundle so that you know there are still some bundles up for grabs. And if you do get the bundle, you'll receive a free gift, and that is the gorgeous anchor stencil as well. It's a beautiful 12 by 12 inch, can go on a round, or it can go on any other sign it's probably more, it would fit on a rectangle or a square signboard. So I'm going to get started on our first one today, and when I was looking for signboards and something to put this one on, also you'll get a tool in your kit, I believe, if you order the entire bundle. So that's ready to pre-order now, and I believe they ship June 10th, so that's only in about not even a couple of weeks' time. That's the Coastal 2024 bundle, and I do have the links for those in the description of the live there, and Essential Stencil will pin that to the top comment in a minute. And I'm just going to scroll through here so I can see. Oh, Cassie's saying, hi Sharon, and little Olive. Little Olive is here today, and she's being nice and quiet with Tori, because Tori's home. So every now and then someone's home and can kind of monitor the dog. Hi Brenda, how are you? Hi Sandy. So grateful for all of you who are joining us today. Don't forget to hit the share button, sprinkle the love, and of course use my code IRestoreStuff. So that bundle is a special bundle price, so it's reduced by I don't know how much, some large percentage. So it's the entire bundle $95.70, which includes the bonus 12 by 12 anchor stencil, usually at $108.65, but then you can get an extra 10% off if you use that code IRestoreStuff. So don't forget, if you're doing the bundle, there's that. All right, so we're going to look at the layered stencil today. And I did see, right before I went live and had decided on doing this, I did see Sharon from Sharon's Shed Designs, over on her page did a live on this exact, and she did a brilliant job of this layered transfer over there. I was going to say before, I didn't find a board large enough to be able to do this on, so I'm going to use the black cardstock that comes in the stencil set pack to divide the stencils up. Now, if you're going to practice, I suggest you do practice on some cardstock. And I've just realised I've forgotten some cardboard so that I can offload. Let me just grab some here and I'll show you how I make my cardboard, just using my stencil of the month packaging that came in the mail. So I literally just cut this up and create little pieces of cardboard to offload my paint onto, because that's one of our biggest tips usually when we're showing you these. Hi Kathy. Hi Judy, how are you? Our biggest tip is to offload as much paint from your brush as you can, and then you can swirl away. So I'm just literally cutting up cardboard here. And now I've got a couple of sheets of cardboard to do some offloading on. We're going to be using several colours today because it's a layered stencil, and so instead of taping off, it makes it so much easier to be able to use the different colours on the different layers. And Essential Stencil has started bringing out these layered stencils. Who else loves the layering? Because it makes you feel like you don't have to be taping all that off. Sherry's asking, when can we pre-order? Now. Oh, until the bundles run out, I believe. But you can, oh, hang on, it does tell me here. You can pre-order up until midnight, Friday, May the 31st. So we're not there yet. So you've got a couple of days left. Actually, it's on the top of the, if you hit my link in that, the description of the live, or if you hit the link in that pinned comment, it'll take you exactly to the Coastal Bundle, and you'll see a banner up the top of the page saying when it finishes, and I think it's like got a countdown. So you've got 2 days left to order the bundle as a bundle. Use my code, I Restore Stuff. Don't forget to do that, and then you save a further 10% off. So, hi Gina, welcome. Joyce Ann's here, Patsy, lovely to have you here on our live. So, as I said before, I'm going to be using this cardstock. Great time to practice. And I will just point this camera down now so that we can see a little bit easier. Oh, a little bit further up. There we go. All right, so I'm doing this cardstock, but when I was looking at the design, we've got very clear instructions on the back here how to do the layers. We've got 4 steps to the layering, so you can see the 4 different pictures there. It shows you what layer 1 will look like, and then layer 2, 3 and 4. So on the stencils themselves, and I'm glad I've got this black cardstock here because then it stands out a little bit better. Oh, so let me get the first layer first. So you'll see layer 1 will sit here, and it's etched on the top there. Can you see that? Layer 1. And each of them also has registration marks right here in each corner, so that it will help to line up. You just put your pencil marking there and you can line up the next layer on top of that first layer. So as we're working today, I did realize that this stencil design, if you wanted it to look like the finished product here, it does assume that you're working on a white background. So see where the boat is white here, and then you add that layer and you'll see white stripes across the top. Well, if I don't do that, I could probably choose a different color for my boat, but that will turn out black because I'm doing it on black cardstock. So what I thought I might do is just brush a bit of white over the top to start with. Just kind of slap it on. Not going to do any borders or anything, but I'm just going to do that. And just create a bit of a background for my design. Some of it won't matter, but I thought, well, oh, I haven't opened this one yet. This is going to be Fusion's Casement, which is one of their brightest whites. I use Fusion mineral paint because it is on hand. I am a Fusion stockist over here in Australia, but you can get Fusion over there in the USA as well. It's great furniture paint, and so I use that because it's on hand, but also it sticks really well to furniture. But if you do want the Fusion, you can use my code iRestoreStuff and get 10% off Fusion mineral paint at the Fusion link that I've got in the description of the live. So, okay, I'm just going to add the white paint as a background, and I'm just doing it haphazardly. I'm not going to create it's not even going to look finished. It's going to look a little bit see-through because we are going to be painting over the top of it. But I just thought it would be great if it did show that white through on the boat. One more little coat here. So this is from the Coastal Bundle, and the layered set I'm using is, let me see the name of it again, Layering Coastal Scene it's called. And this is just on a piece of cardstock that actually came with the stencil set. So these are the cardboard that comes in between the layers of your stencils when they arrive. Just separate them a bit. Okay, so that paint I will get that to dry. I'm just going to pop my brush. I always pop my brushes in a plastic bag in case I want to do a second coat or come back later and do something else in that colour. I will have to get my hairdryer plugged in, and I'm just going to dry that off really quickly. Yes, Kathy, so you can order any of the stencils separately from the bundle. The advantage of getting the bundle is you do get it at a discounted price, and you also get the free bonus gift, which is this anchor stencil. So, yeah. And you can use my... Yeah, Rhonda, you've pre-ordered a few out of the bundle as well. And also the transfer sheets, they are really great as well. There's some gorgeous transfers on there. I used the sailboat last week. You might have seen that. Essential Stencils also posted that and shared that on their page, so you'll be able to see that. All right, here's our first layer. So we've got layer 1. It's etched up in the top corner there. I'm going to lay it down here on the white background. It doesn't matter that my stencil's not going right over the edge. And what I'm going to do first of all is put a pencil marking on the registration marks. Okay, so I've got my pencil here, and even if it's on the black, you'll still see the pencil mark. And these can be erased at the end of once you've finished your project. If you're doing it on a signboard, just remember to erase those at the end or paint over them in the colour, whatever you've chosen for your background. Okay, so there it is. We've got our registration marks all lined up there. If your board did extend over, now the cardboard is going a little wobbly because it's cardboard. If you had a board and you painted it right now, it would be flat. So we've got our first layer. Now I'm going to use this as a guide as to know what sort of colours I'll need for the different layers. So layer 1, you can see they've used 2 different colours. They've got blue up here in this sky, and we've got the sand colour down there on the beach, is this part here. And then we've got, used a dark brown there for the boat, the inside of the boat. So I'm going to use that as a bit of a guide as to what colours I'll need. Hopefully I've got all of the colours out here. So we will be using, let me just sit this down on here flat. For the sky, I was thinking of a light blue. I've got both paisley and blue pine here to sort of do the contrasting sky versus the ocean part. So let's see this paisley colour at the top. Now this is a large section right here that we're going to be painting on. So I will still use a stencil brush, but I'm going to use one of the larger ones. So this is the 7/8 inch. The brush sets, I believe, are still available, and they are fantastic brush sets because it comes with a set of 4. So I've just dipped this colour paisley on the end of the brush, and that's way too much on the brush to just go straight onto the stencil if you were stenciling smaller pieces, but because we've got such a large area to cover, I'm actually going to use that straight on. So if you were doing a normal smaller stencil, don't do this, but I'm just going to brush this into the middle of the stencil, and that's actually offloading the brush right there in the middle. Now I'm going to go, now that it's pretty much offloaded, I'm going to bring in from the sides all around, bring in from the sides the bit that's left over on the brush. That's what I'm trying to say. And this is the sky. I've got this upside down, so I'm making sure I'm saying the right thing. And see how much I only just dipped the tiniest bit in there. So some people have said to me, oh, but why are you doing it on a practice piece of cardboard? Isn't that wasting a lot of paint? Well, no, not really, because first of all, you're practicing because you want to refine your skill maybe, or you're just not quite sure about stenciling yet, so you want to practice that on a piece of cardboard. I'm going in for another little dip, and again, I'm just going to paint it in here. Also, it uses hardly any paint at all, so really, it's not such a waste. Coming in from the sides again, being careful not to paint on that little cross, the registration marks up in the top corner. Okay, so now we've got, it's not a light blue sky, but you can choose whichever colour you like for the sky, really. Okay, so now on my sheet down here, we do have a little bit of light blue on these waves right here, so I might use this blue also for these little waves here. So again, I'm just going to, you could tape this if you wanted to, but I think I'll just be okay with just doing it this way. Put it a little bit on the brush. This time, because I'm just doing these smaller stripes, I'm going to just offload that a bit on the brush. Cheryl says it looks grey on the camera. It does, doesn't it? It does look a bit grey. Now just making sure I'm copying my picture here, and we're just going into the areas. Yeah, you could definitely use a lighter blue. I do have the colour Mist here that I was thinking about using, but now my brush has actually gone over into the sand portion and also into this boat section, so I may need to tape that off a bit. Now this is sand here. I did bring some painter's tape. If you want to use some tape on some of these areas, please do it. Now the tape is really sticky, so I just put it down onto my drop cloth here for a little bit of, it just removes it a bit easier, and also I don't want to get it too much on that, on my cardboard, the paint that I've just painted on the cardboard. So now I'm going to tape a little bit more down the bottom section. Again, just making it less tacky, less sticky, and I'm just putting the tape on the mylar, the plastic, and not so much on the painted area of my background. Okay, now that that water bit is done, we've got, I'm just referring again to my picture down here, sand, and then we've got a dark brown for that boat section. So let's go on to that. Let me know in the comments if you are crafting today, if you're doing something while you're watching, or are you just enjoying your evening? Because right here, I'm in Australia and it's morning. It's about mid-morning on Thursday the 30th of May. So we're a day ahead of you over here. Now I'm looking for this a dark chocolate brown for the boat, the inside of the boat it is. So just copying again what I can see on the example image on the back of the back of the packaging. So these are really handy. This is a 5/8 inch brush, so I'm going to be working with that one. I've got my offloading cardboard here, and I'm just doing this boat section in here. So what I will do, I'll lift up this tape now and just move it over to here. Thank you guys. I love Patsy's crafting. I love seeing what you're doing in the comments. Been working on stencil painting this morning, Kim. That's great. Cheryl, you're just watching. Well, welcome. All right, so now I've got this brown colour. I've offloaded a lot of the paint from the brush here, and this is what I'm going to do, is just do that swirly kind of method. And it's going over the top of my nicely painted white background. Now that is fairly see-through, what do you call it, opaque, I guess. I'm just going to hit that with the hairdryer and do a second coat on it because you can still see the white through that brown. Hi Christy, just observing and learning, that's amazing. Oh, thank you Diana. Rhonda, you're just watching because you're not good at doing more than one thing at a time. I get it, I understand. Hi Lynn, watching from Texas Hill Country. Just relaxing and watching, that's great. I know a lot of people who enjoy watching these kind of DIY tutorials and just find it relaxing. I hope you get inspired to do your own designs or do your own stenciling, crafting. If you've just joined us, welcome. If you're brand new to stenciling, please let us know that too. Let us know in the comments if you've never stenciled before. And just a hint that we do give away 3 gift cards for Essential Stencil at the end of our lives. So please join in the conversation. Oh, Kathy, you're making retirement gift totes. Amazing. Margie, you've been stenciling off and on all day. Sounds like you've been very busy. Okay, now I'm going to go around with this kind of a sandy beach colour. What did I pick for that? Oh, I think I chose Cathedral Taupe. So this is the colour Cathedral Taupe. It's a beautiful tan kind of colour. Again, I've got to pop my brush in a plastic bag so that it doesn't dry out, because we could be going and using that chocolate again. We may need it for the palm tree branches. So we're still on the first layer here, and look how many colours we've been using so far. I'm going to again use a large brush. This is a 7/8 inch brush, and grab my offloading cardboard, and this is Cathedral Taupe. Actually, we've got quite a bit of sand to cover. Oh, this is very bendy, isn't it? So again, like I did with the sky, I'm just going to pull this in. Oh, could have taped that bit down. Pull this in from the edges, and that will help me not to bleed under the edge. Going under the edge of the stencil creates a bit of paint bleed, and you don't want those fuzzy edges, so just keeping nice and wriggly instead of, you know, swirling too much if you've got a little bit much paint on your brush. Oop. And oops, got a hair on my bit of fuzz attached to the end of the thing. Okay, so again, referring to my colour layering instructions on the cardboard, and again, I'm going to tape this here so that I don't get paint on the ocean that I've already painted. Where's my other? thought I had a couple of pieces of tape hanging around. Might have gotten lost. I reckon that this would, sound very Australian, this would also suit a lake. So if you go to the lake, if you've got a lake house, or if you're visiting a lake, there's lakes around your area, this would be a great design for a lake as well. It just looks like a nice peaceful boat on a lake, so that would work too. It doesn't have to be coastal. I don't know about you, but in Australia a lot of people might use coastal, even if they're not on the coast, in their bathrooms to just give that, you know, nice peaceful vibe. Okay, so now we've done our first layer. Let's see how that looks. We'll grab our plastic bag again to pop a brush into. And in case we need to use that colour again, and lift up my tape. Careful not to get the tape on the painted, because I'm using cardboard. So if you've just joined us, this is layer 1 done on our coastal design. So you can see this is just on a cardstock because I'm practicing, but look how great that looks already, and it's not even the full boat. Now we grab layer 2, and like I said before, the layers are all etched on the top. So this one here says layer 2 right in the top here, and that's etched on there. Then we have to get our registration marks and line them up with my pencil markings that I can see right here that I've put on there from earlier. Remember, we'll erase those in the end. And so lining that one up and this one up. And this is now going to be our second layer. So I can see where my boat handles are right there. My waves. And now I look at my second, whoops, I'm going backwards here because I've got this flipped around. Okay, so this is what the second layer is going to add, these colours here. So you feel like a real artist by the time this is all put together. Okay, second layer, we are adding some darker areas for the shells. We've also got this ocean part here, so I might start with that large ocean part section. And I'm going to do that in blue pine, which is another fusion colour. If you do want the fusion mineral paints, you can use my code, I Restore Stuff, at the Fusion website link that I've got listed in the description of the live. Okay, so this is this big, large ocean part here. The ocean, I'm looking here, and it goes on these waves around here. It goes right around here. That's the only other blue. Now, there is a bit of grass down here that I can sort of do a blue background to, or I could use sort of like a lighter green, a different colour. I might do that. I might do that a different colour. The starfish, I don't want them to get accidentally done. And then this is like little shadow that's under the boat, I think. And that's another colour. So let's go here. Just taping off any sections that I don't want to cover. So these are rocks. I'm just going to tape those ones off so that you can see that there's still a little bit of taping with this design. But it still creates an entire picture, which is so much fun. Okay, this is the colour, what did I say? Blue pine. I'm just going to do that over the top of that paisley. You can kind of see there is a little difference there, and this one's a little bit darker, and then the lighter paisley colour. So hopefully it contrasts well enough with the sky and the ocean. And we've got a large area to cover here, so I probably could have added more on my brush for this whole section in here. And then I'm pulling in from the sides and the edges to just create that. And going a bit more swirly in those areas that are close to the edge, or, you know, pulling it in from that edge side area. Add a bit more on my brush. And I can use that to go in the centre and then pull away from the edges once I've offloaded that enough. I hope you're getting a lot out of our stencil tutorials. I love bringing these to you. Every weeknight we are here, 7 p.m. Showing you tips and techniques for stenciling, showing you some of the latest stencils and how to use them. So this is from the Coastal bundle, Coastal 2024 bundle, which is available for pre-order right now on the website, essentialstencil.com. You can use my code iRestoreStuff and save 10% on the already discounted bundle price, which is amazing. Okay, so now we've got that. We've got this little bit of ocean over here. Now on the sand and the starfish, let me see, they've got sand, sort of a different darker wood, not wood, brown colour is what I'm trying to say. Let's see. So we've got this colour Woodwick. That might work for on the sand here to create those little bits of shadows. Popping my brushes in plastic again. And this is the colour Woodwick. It's like a bit of a darker brown than the Cathedral Taupe, but it's less dark than that chocolate brown that we were using before. Okay, now I'm going to be doing, let's see, you could do these any colour, by the way. So we're going to be doing these rocks that I've taped over here because I didn't want them to get ocean on them. And then we'll move this tape. We've got our starfish there. We've also got our tree there. You could do that a different colour, so I'll just cover that one. So any bits that you don't want to cover, we'll do this shadow and the starfish, I think, this colour. And might have to have some tape just down near this ocean part. Now I've just painted that, so I don't want to put that too much on the paint. I want to get it a little bit off the paint. Just put it on the plastic. Who's with me? Larry, Christy, love Coastal. That's awesome. Yeah, where I live in Australia, we're fairly close to the beach. We're about an hour's drive from our closest beach. Maybe 40 minutes. I think that'll be okay. Okay, so now I'm going to do our little rocks. Oh, I just should offload this colour over here. I just saw my mum pop on. Hi mum. Can see you in the comments. Marianne, you love the layered stencil? Yeah, it makes for a great effect of, you know, different colours being used, and adds a bit more artistic flair to our designs, doesn't it? And you can layer them over the top like this. Offloading. Sandy, you got some fusion paints. Can't wait to use them. Amazing. Yeah, if you do want to use the fusion mineral paints, you can purchase them in the USA. You use my link and get a 10% discount off that. I've got that in the pinned comment or in the description of the live, the Fusion website and where to get that. And you can use my iRestoreStuff code at my affiliate link. Thank you so much for doing that. All right, so we've got this little bit of grass down here on this layer that we're going to do next. Got our little brown bits done, and you can do them whatever colour you like. You might want to do not seashells, starfish, a different colour than I'm doing it. So we'll pop that lid on the brown, and this is like, I'm going to do it this French eggshell, which is kind of like a greenish, blue-green colour. Bluey green. And am I going to be using that colour again? Let's see. I might not be, so I might just use one of these pastel, this paisley colour, because it's quite light. And even if it does mix a little bit, there we go. There's a nice French eggshell colour coming in on the grass. And because I can see what the next layers are going to be, there's actually another layer going over the top of this grass that's a darker green. And so it'll make this bit look like the shadow behind, and it'll all make sense when it's all together at the end. Okay, lid goes over here. So many different fun colours I'm using today. Put that back. And I can go back and use that one for the tree. All right, let's remove our tape. And here we go. Haven't had to use the hairdryer to dry this much at all yet, but we'll see what happens when we lift up this. Now this was layer 2, so we've got our second layer done. You can see all the different layers coming together. I just slapped on a bit of white paint for the white background. So we've got 4 layers all together. This is layer 3. Again, it says the etched layer 3 on the top there. We're going to line up our registration marks, making sure that's pretty touch dry in there. Lining it up here and here. And now, again, I'm going to refer to my instructions right here on the sheet. We're up to layer 3. Am I pointing to the right one? It's back to front and I'm working upside down. So here's layer 3. We've got the base of the boat, and I've chosen a fun colour for that. I thought we'd go with this Cambridge colour. It's a deep, dark blue. Kind of looks great for a boat, I thought. Then we've got this colour down here, which will be a darker green that I can do on that. And we've got our palm trees, which will be brown, and then the leaves. And then there's this lighter blue coming over the top here on the ocean, which will fit in with those little waves there that we did earlier, the background of those waves. So whatever I did that was probably that paisley colour from the sky, wasn't it? I don't know now. Yes, it probably was. So that's fun. We can find some fun things to do. Oh, and that brown for the seashells, for the starfish, we're adding on to that as well. Maybe we've got 2 starfish added on here. Let's see. Oh, we've got some little sailboats. Look, we've got it all happening. I might make those white in the background there. So first of all, let's see what we should do first. Maybe we'll do this sea colour, Cambridge. The layers are coming together nicely, said Melissa. Yes, they are, indeed. Okay, this dark, dark blue colour. Let's grab another brush. Luckily, I've got several brush sets, and so if you're doing a lot of stenciling, you might want to grab a few brush sets while you're popping things in your shopping cart at essentialstencil.com, because this is when it comes in handy, is when you're doing these layered sets. And oh, actually I can use most of that because this again is a large space, so go into the middle, offload it all here, and then come in from the edges. Yeah, so you don't want to use a brush, like you could wash them out, but then you really have to make sure they're completely dry when you wash them, because you don't want to be using a wet brush, even a damp brush. It can really thin out your paints and make them watery, and therefore it can make it run and bleed under the edges, and that's what we don't want. I'm just creating a little bit of striped texture here across my boat with the stencil bristles, the brush bristles. I could do a second coat on that, but I feel like I'm just kind of wanting to make a bit of texture on the boat, make it look like it's stripy going across. So I've got that dark blue going there. I could add a bit of dark down here for this. We could just use a green. Let's just use a green for that. I'm making it up as I go along, guys. You know me. Making it up as we go. I do have this dark green, manna green. That might work well. Or we've got the bayberry colour. So either will work. get myself a tiny brush. This is just a 1/2 inch brush, and I'll see if that might work for our leaves down the bottom. Yeah, Rhonda says you can never have enough brushes. Yeah, true. Okay, so now we've got this dark green. I don't know if the tones go, but hey, you can pick whatever you like for your picture. I'm just doing it this dark green. This is called Manna Green, and it's a nice, true, bright green, darkish green. And then we'll do these leaves, palm leaves up the top. Actually, these are supposed to be a light colour. Okay. I didn't bring a wet cloth. That's all right. Might as well keep it going. And I'll do over those in a minute. So what I'm looking at here, and I should take this out of because we've got a little warning sign on the back of the packaging that's not showing the full instructions for us. So I'll grab that out. Now it's getting stuck. Okay, packaging set aside. So have a look on the top. There she is. It's mailman time. So on this one here, you can see those little, whoops, I'm trying to point. The leaves on the palm trees, light colour. The leaves on this palm tree, the next layer, we add the dark green colour. So what I will do is set this aside, and I will use that French eggshell colour for my lighter green. Sometimes you've got to look at the instructions ahead to figure out what our next step is going to be. So I will add this as our lighter colour, and then on the second layer it'll all come together and we'll be able to see how that works out. And also these ocean waves are just a bit of a light colour, so we can even do those at the same time. It's just adding a bit of, whoop, got a bit of brown. This is, the tree trunks are going to be brown. Making sure I don't get them on my sailboats, but we want all those little light colours coming in. Add a bit more, touch more over here. I've got to be careful not to get all my sleeves in it. You can use a different size brush for these also, but because I already had this colour on this brush, I'm just going with it. And last one here. Now we've got our starfish down there. I don't see what the other colour is on that. We might just leave them as is. So we'll do the brown for the tree trunk. And I did have that brown in here, didn't I? That looks brown to me. Getting all my brushes mixed up in here so that I don't let them dry out. But we'll use this, could use the chocolate brown or that woodwick brown. There it is, that one. Might use that woodwick colour. Little guy, where are you? Thought I had another one. No, I did. Woodwick, the dark brown for the tree trunks. Oh, and I do have to do my sailboats. All the things we need to remember. Okay, we've added a bit of this wood colour for our tree trunk. Offloading it onto the cardboard and going down the tree trunk here. Oops, maybe you can see through that one. I might have to do a second coat, because when you've got different layers from the other layers underneath, you want to make sure that that's, whoop, probably could take that bit off too. You want to make sure that's fully covered. so. Just a quick hit with the hairdryer. It is fun and different. Oh, did I miss some palm leaves too? Maybe I did. I got these palm leaves. I did get those ones. I'll just do this brown again. And that sort of just makes it a little bit darker and more solid coverage. Using a little brush, I can kind of get in between those grass without hitting them too much. Now I'll get on with the sailboats, and I thought they'll stand out really nicely if I just do them white. I don't think I've got a stencil brush with white on it right now, but I will just grab, let's see, one that's quite white. We've got our casement white colour. Someone said, I love the colours you're using. Now these are all Fusion Mineral Paint colours, which I love to use for painting furniture. If you do want to paint your own furniture, it's so much fun to do. You can see lots of blog tutorial tips and tricks on my website, irestorestuff.com. That's where I'm from. I'm an ambassador here for Essential Stencil. If I've never met you before, my name's Sharon Hankins, and I love upcycling and DIY. So I've popped this white sailboats there. Let's see, I didn't do the starfish because it's actually going right over the top of that brown colour that's already on there. And looking at the instructions, I can't see another layer there. We've got one layer to go. So this is a bit of a longer project today, so we're just doing the one stenciling project. But let's see, oh, okay. So that blue, not quite standing out as bright on the palm, well, green. It's kind of like a French eggshell green, but it probably, if this sky was a little bit lighter, it might stand out a bit more. But see how it's all coming together? But those palm branches, we're about to do the fourth and final layer, and they should stand out nicely with this dark green that we're about to do that with. So let me find my brush that I had the green on. I believe that's it. And now our final layer, we've got layer 4. Got some splatters over here. Layer 4, going down, we've got our registration marks to line up the pencil marks on the stencil that we did on the very first layer. So we've got a few marks to go on our palm tree here. We've got the, what do you call that, the oars of the boat. And this will all reveal those little palm tree fronds that we were thinking, what is that? Okay, so my green that I was going to use, this nice dark green here. And then we've got, oh, we already did the grass markings green. So we've got these on the tree trunk, which will be a darker brown, so I'll use the chocolate for that. Okay, so let's get our lining up correctly. And we're using the dark green first. What colour should I do these oars? Let me see what they did on the picture. They just did them a brown colour. Have we already got some kind of oars coming out? Oh, we do have sort of like chocolate colour, so maybe I'll make those that wood colour. Lots of fun colour decisions you can make when you're creating a fun piece like this. Okay, you can see my cardboard there we're offloading onto. Squeeze out the excess and then swirl it around, get it into the bristles of the brush, and let's go coming from the outside of the leaves to the inside. Okay, so I'm just kind of doing this bit of a motion on there and coming into the center. Grab a little bit more on the brush. And we can go over this one with the second coat too. Some of these colours that are highly pigmented actually, oh, we've got some seagulls in the air. Beautiful. So We could do those white, I guess. Got a white background there, so oh, they've done them like a greeny blue colour or something. What colour? Let me know. What should I do? Oh, Susan's asking, was this a placemat? No, this is actually just a piece of cardstock that comes with your stencils. So sometimes I use that for practicing a design, but I was just showing you how you can practice a design. Truth be told, I actually have no boards that are this size that I wanted to use today, and so I'm going to have to go get myself some more 12 by 16 size boards to do my signs with. I only have smaller sizes, and so today I thought, well, here's a chance to show you how you can practice on your cardboard. And so if you're practicing a design, the only thing with the cardboard is that it does warp a little bit because you're using the wet paint. A little bit dry here. Let's just see if I can dry that a bit more. And then go over it with a second coat of the green. Grey gulls, Bobby says. Grey gulls sounds like a great idea. Adding some more green here where I can see that it's kind of a little bit transparent, a little bit see-through. And you know what, if we're happy with this design, like if it turns out beautiful and we just keep it flat by, you know, putting some books on top of it, turning it upside down, you know, making sure it's dry first, then you could actually frame it. Even if you stuck it in a frame, it might sit a bit more flat in the frame. So you could just frame it, and if it turns out great. But if not, it's your practice, and you could choose different colours next time, or, you know, do something different with it. So we've got the base of the boats here also. So I wonder if we should do them the same colour as I did that other boat with that Cambridge colour. That might work. Is that the right colour? These colours are all getting really close together in tone. So let's see. Just for the bases of the boats, it is a little bit similar to the, oh no, it's dark enough that it would turn out. I was going to say it's similar to the ocean colour, but it is quite a bit darker, so we'll see. That's just for our sailboats here. A little bit too much on my brush, so just stippling it gently. Should have offloaded that a bit more. What if we did... Oh, they are a light brown. No, I'll do what the picture's doing, and do these in a light woodwick brown colour, which is here. And that will stand out a bit more against the boat. We could even do that cathedral taupe colour. That might work well as well. Offload that here. In fact, I will start with the brown on the palm trees, because this is our fourth and final layer. And this will, oops, am I doing that right? No, it's the same colour. I can't do that. I've got to do it that chocolate colour. Okay, and the stripes on the boat, they've done white, so we'll do those as well. We'll see what this turns out like. If we need to do it a different colour, we can come back and do that. So we're going to do the dark chocolate for the palm trees, because I already did the woodwick for those, for the first layer on the palm trees. So we want this to be contrasting to stand out. A little bit of white down here, and then we'll be finished. And the seagulls, we were going to do grey. I don't have a grey, but maybe we can do that in a minute. I'll just do them white for now, because this one sort of crosses over the into the white section of my paint. Stripes on the boat. Here we go. Once I've removed a bit of that white, I can do it a little bit more swirling, but probably should have offloaded it a bit more. Let me have a look at that. See if that, oh yeah. I think I might just add a touch of white and brown mixed together. If I'm not using this white for anything else, I'm going to just mix my brush colours a minute and add that on here. And that will make this stand out a bit more. Can you see this? Yeah, that makes it stand out a bit more. Now for, oh, I could do the same thing on here, although they've done a little bit darker. So we'll grab our chocolate colour, which is this dark brown. Some of these colours of fusion are great as stains if you're using for raw wood. I've done that as an example on many signboards that I've done here on Essential Stencils page. So now we're just doing these little notches, I guess you would call them, on the palm trees. You might want to tape this bit because it's very close to the palm leaves. Just be careful that that turns out. There we go. Not too bad. Add a touch more. You're going to be doing a lot of cleaning on those stencils. I guess so, Rhonda, but you know what it is, just, you know, as if you've just done 4 different stencils on, if you were painting for a day and you thought, while I'm here, I'm just going to create, you know, 4 signs. Well, in that sense, you've just dirtied 4 stencils, so you'd have to clean them anyway. So on most lives, actually, I use about 3 to 4 stencils sometimes for different things. And so, yeah, you just cleaning them up as you go. Okay, this grey gold thing here, I'm going to try a little bit of mixing something to make a grey. So maybe we could just use that. Yeah, I don't really have black to make white. I've only got the brown to mix with the white. So let's see, I'll use that white that I used before and on this, and we'll just add a little bit of colour to those little golds in the sky to make them stand out a bit. So it'll probably be more that cathedral talk colour that we did for something. Don't even remember. Probably the sand. That's right. The sand was that cathedral talk colour. So we have done a lot of stenciling, and I just wanted to show you it is doable. It is quite easy when you just follow all of the steps for the layered stencils. So don't be intimidated by the layers. They're actually there to help you. So let's see our final reveal on our layered stencil here today. And you can see how that dark green and that lighter green we did from the 3rd layer all works out on those palm trees. If you can see that a little bit closer, you'll see it looks almost like a bit of a shadow on this area here. See those little, but again, if that sky was a lot lighter, those shadow bits would turn it, you'd be able to see them a bit better. See how I made the stripes on the boat go kind of swish sideways to make it look a bit like texture there? And we've got our sand bit here. Our background, I just slapped on some white paint so that these would stand out white. If you did do it on the black background, these would turn out black. And we added that little bit of colour for our goals. So I hope you enjoyed that project. We're going to get ready to pick some winners now. And I just wanted to recap everything we talked about today, because our coastal bundle is available for pre-orders right now, and we want to see, let's see, I want to see the winners. So I'm going to make sure that we are ready to see those. So wow, doesn't it look like a big masterpiece painting that I've done and created myself? No, I cheated. I used Essential Stencils coastal layering coastal set. That's the one. It's got all the instructions, 4 different layers, and all the different colours all make sense in the end. See the grass down here? How we've got a couple of different layers of colours in that grass. So you can pick and choose your own colours, and it works out amazing. Susan says, reminds me of our vacation to the Key West in Florida. There you go. You could also use this for lake house, you know, the boat on the lake with the shore of the lake, some sailboats off in the distance. I don't know, maybe you've got palm trees at your lake. I don't know, but I think I love it. But we're going to give away some prizes to some winners today. Don't forget, if you do order the whole bundle, the link is right there in the comment description, that you can go to the Essential Stencil website, have a look at all that's in the bundle. If you do want to order them separately, just go to the separate stencils there. But if you do order the bundle, don't forget to, number one, use my code, I Restore Stuff, because then you save even more on the bundle. You can also use that if you are just ordering single stencils, so you can do that as well. The other thing is, if you do order the entire bundle, you'll get the Anchor stencil free as a bonus gift. So there's that. Fun night. I enjoyed it too, Tammy. I really enjoyed it. Thank you, Jean. Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much. And we've got our winners right here, so I'm going to read those out. We've got Kim Johnson, Robert Donna Hutzler, so I don't know if that's Robert or Donna, probably Donna watching. You're a winner, and Diane Brown. So you can email support@essentialstencil.com, let them know that you're a winner on Sharon Hankins Live tonight, and they will send you a $20 gift card, and you can just purchase whatever you want from Essential Stencil with that gift card. So I hope you enjoyed that live. A little bit excited by this. I think that turned out good enough to frame it. So I just might frame that and dream of the beach, dream of vacation in Hawaii or something like that. So thank you guys so much again for watching on our live today, and I'll see you again for another DIY tutorial next week right here on Essential Stencils page, 7 p.m. Wednesday night CST. Bye.